There we go. All right, guys. So just so everybody is aware, now that we are somewhat out of the COVID-19 pandemic, Zoom has now resumed their 40-minute time limits for meetings. So we are going to fly through this information. And if you've got any super serious questions that are going to take up a fair amount of time to answer, we'll answer those offline. Okay. If you do have any questions, drop them in the chat function and I'll review them throughout the course of the meeting. But I'd like to get in and out of here in the next 40 minutes. And I got about 40 slides to get through. So thanks for joining. And we're going to jump right into the popcorn sale here. So first and foremost is our popcorn team. So I'm Brian Haverstick, obviously the staff advisor for our popcorn sale. There's my contact information if you don't know how to get a hold of me. Adam Walden is our Trails End representative. He's our sales manager. Adam's on the call. Adam, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, Brian. Good to see a good group on here. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And the numbers keep going up. Adam has a handful of folks that work with him out of Trails End. Braden Hammond, Becky Alt, and Rebecca Lime, 3 individuals through the Trails End team that help us in a variety of ways. Becky Alt being probably the most important of those. All of those show and sell locations that we get to just go into the system and secure, were all set up by Becky and her team. So she secured over 5,000 hours worth of show and sell locations for us. And this is an opportunity. It saves us from having to go out and make all those phone calls and make all those connections. Her and her team does that for us. And we'll get to more. We'll get more into storefronts here in a little while. But a big shout out to Becky. She lives in California and does that for us. And it's a fantastic thing. All right. So the word of the sale, positivity. Okay. And I would probably even add positivity and energy. Okay. If we approach this popcorn sale with a positive mindset of how we can better provide the scouting program for our kids, for our scouts, then we're going to have a good sale. If we approach the popcorn sale with a very monotoned approach, and this is our popcorn sale, and this is what we always do, and this is why we do it, if this is how we're going to talk to our scouts, we're probably not going to have a very good sale, right? But if you bring the energy level up a little bit, be excited, be positive, talk about all the great things that popcorn will do for your unit program, you have a good sale. Well, so why do we do popcorn? Okay, we do popcorn. Number one reason to do popcorn, provide program, right? To provide the scouting program for the kids that are in our packs and in our troops, to provide that program for them, okay? Anything outside of that is just a byproduct of popcorn, right? Kids learn how to become better decision makers. They learn how to manage money. They learn how to set goals, develop business ethics, all those kinds of things, right? They learn people skills. How many of you guys have had scouts come through your program that couldn't talk to a stranger in the very beginning, but could carry on a conversation over the course of time, right? Or how they can overcome objections, or how they can work on their sales pitch, or whatever the case may be, right? So all those are just benefits of the popcorn sale. But at the end of the day, it is really just there for us to help fund the scouting program. And so those scouts can earn their own way, right? Nothing is being handed to them. They're there and it helps them earn their own way in the program. So what can you do as you're funding your adventure, right? Well, obviously the kids are going to get rewards. That's fine, right? But it can cover scouts expenses to go to camp, or NYLT training, or the National Jamboree, or uniform pieces, patches, awards, Pinewood Derbies, blue and golds, unit advancements, whatever the case may be, right? All those things can be done by selling popcorn. If done right, our popcorn sale can be the only fundraiser that you do all year long, and then you can focus on program, if done right. If not done right, you're going to do the pop sale in the fall, or the popcorn sale in the fall. In the spring, you're going to do a pancake breakfast, and then a spaghetti dinner, and then a car wash, and then a this and a that and a this and a that, to try to meet the budgetary needs of your unit, right? instead of just focusing on program and getting it all done with the power of popcorn. So how do we have a successful sale? Okay. Say again. Oh, all right. Please stay muted. So I went too far. So how do we have a successful sale? Number one, we got to have the right message to our parents. Okay. The right message to our parents says, if we do this right, there's no out-of-pocket expenses for the next 12 months. If we do this the right way. It's the one fundraiser we're going to do every year. Scouts are going to earn their own way. They're going to learn life lessons along the way. They're going to help participate in the program. Okay. And parents or our customers want to support scouting. We know that. We know that if given the opportunity to support scouting by buying popcorn, people will support scouting, even if they didn't want the popcorn, right? They're not buying the popcorn because it's the best popcorn on the face of the earth, right? You can buy better popcorn cheaper somewhere else, right? But, and Adam knows I joke about this from Trails End, right? But you can, right? You can get different popcorn at Walmart for a lot cheaper and probably enjoy it a little bit better than the popcorn that they're going to buy from your scout at the storefront sitting outside of Walmart, that they're going to pay a marked up price. Okay. But they're doing that because 73% of that sale is going back to support scouting. You're not buying a $25 bag of popcorn. You're buying a $5 bag of popcorn and you're making a $20 donation to scouting, right? So people will support us given that opportunity. And that's the message that we need to deliver to our parents. Now, the message that we need to deliver to the kids, this is the way you fund your program. This is the way you earn your own way, okay? And being enthusiastic about that at your popcorn kickoff is the first thing you need to do. If you can't match the energy that I'm bringing to you right now on this Zoom call, you need to find someone in your unit that can match my energy and my enthusiasm, okay? Because if you're going to get up in front of your group and you're going to talk about the popcorn sale and you're going to be very blah about it, right? Then you're probably not the right person to be up there selling it, okay? Just like you want the kids to be enthusiastic about selling, you as the colonel or you as the leader need to be enthusiastic as well. So when you're doing your popcorn kickoff, have some balloons, have some excitement, dress it up, have samples on the table, give the kids something to eat while they're there, role play, how to do a sale, the right way, the wrong way. What does a wagon sale look like? What does a storefront sale look like? What does a good sales pitch sound like? What does a bad sales pitch sound like, right? And you're training the kids while they're still having fun, right? Getting everybody to get the app downloaded on their phone, setting a goal within the app so that the scout knows what their goal is, right? Having whipped cream pies put in the leader's face for every kid that sets a goal that night. That's what we do in my Cub Scout pack. I took over 100 100 whipped cream pies in my face at our kickoff last year, about 130 if I'm being completely honest, okay? But what were we out at that point, right? Whipped cream and paper plates, okay? And the kids got to hit me in the face with a whipped cream pie. It was fantastic, but it added an exciting component to our kickoff, okay? When you're doing your kickoff, make sure you're at a location where you do have good internet access so that they can download the app, right? And then walk those, I'm sorry? All right. And then make sure that you walk the parents through whatever that process is in order to get them signed up, right? Texting the right number, getting the apps downloaded, putting the right council, district, and unit number in there, those kinds of things. All right, a successful sale, okay? Number one, for the kids, as we're getting the scouts comfortable selling, they got to practice their sales pitch. Anybody on the call that works in sales knows that you don't just walk into the customer and make the sales pitch, right? You got to practice that up front. Hi, my name is Brian. I'm trying to get to Cub Scout camp. Can you help me by buying popcorn? Okay. Or, hi, my name is Brian. I'm really trying to earn money so I can go to Philmont. My troop is going next summer. I'd like to go hiking in the mountains. Can I count on your support? Right? Whatever that is, whatever the sales pitch is, having them practice, have them practice, have them practice, right? Make sure they're wearing their uniform. Make sure they're letting the customer know that we take credit cards. Why do we take credit cards? Because someone's going to buy more product with their credit card or their debit card than they are with the cash in their pocket, right? We've got 14 people on the call right now. And if I polled everybody on how much money in popcorn you could buy with the cash in your pocket, we'd be lucky to buy 2 or 3 products, unless one of you guys is just carrying a ton of cash for one particular reason or another. But credit cards is the way to go. Plus, scouts earn more points with credit card sales, okay? So practice, wear your uniform, never sell alone. Always have a parent or somebody walking with that scout that's going door to door, okay? Make sure mom and dad have the app downloaded on their phone. 2 out of 3 people are going to buy when you're going door to door. That's predominantly where my kids' sales come from. I prefer to go door to door because 2 out of 3 people, when we're knocking on doors, are going to say yes. If I'm standing in front of Walmart, I'm going to take a lot more no's than I am yeses, but you have a higher volume of traffic than the walking up and down the street. So you got to have a balance there. It's like a good financial plan, right? You want to be diverse. You want to diversify your plan. So you want to have some online sales. You want to have some wagon sales. You want to have some storefront sales, right? You want to have all of those things as a good popcorn sale. Okay. Make sure your scouts set a goal. That was how they got to hit me in the face with whipped cream pies last year. Every kid set their goal. And once their goal was set, boom, they got to come hit me with the pie. Okay. And then they got to come up with a plan for how they're going to reach that goal. All right, my goal is to sell $3,000 worth of popcorn. How many customers do I need to hit $3,000 worth of popcorn? How many no's am I going to get? What is my plan? How many hours am I going to sit in front of a storefront? How many houses am I going to hit? How many neighborhoods am I going to hit? Right? Have those scouts help them walk through that plan, walk through that process. Okay. Ways to sell. I did not poll this group when we got started because we're short on time. If there are new kernels or existing kernels on the call, there are 4 ways to sell. Online direct means your scout shared their online link to their online store and somebody purchased that popcorn and Trails End is going to ship it directly to their home. You do not touch that popcorn. The scout doesn't touch that popcorn. That's way number 1 to sell. You can do that right from the app. You can send a text message out. You can send an email out. You can copy and paste a link on social media. You can create a QR code. You can do all of those things directly from the sales app, okay? And anybody that buys from that method, that's an online direct sale, okay? And that's commissioned at 35%, okay? Your wagon sales, whether you're walking up and down the street knocking on doors, or you're walking up and down the street knocking on doors, either with or without product, it's considered a wagon sale, right? Now, I'm not a big fan of doing wagon sales without having the physical product with me. Why would, oh my gosh, this says my meeting is going to end in 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to really have to fly through this. I'm not going to be done in 10 minutes, guys. So I'm going to tell you this. When this meeting ends in 10 minutes, I want everybody to come right back in to the same link that you got on for this meeting, and our time should start over, okay? So we know that in 10 minutes, everybody go out, everybody come back in, and we'll start the meeting over at that point, okay? All right, so wagon sales. I'm not a big fan of wagon sales without product. Why would you want to knock on somebody's door? Boom, boom, boom. Can you help me with scouting? But you can do it by buying popcorn. Oh, but you got to wait 7 weeks to get your popcorn. Why would you do that? Right? Have the popcorn in the wagon. You can check out all the popcorn from us that you want. There's no risk. You can return all the product back to us, right? As long as you do it by the deadline. So there's no risk to your unit by taking on popcorn. If you're going to do wagon sales, have the product with you. Don't make your customer wait 7 weeks to get their bag of caramel corn. Right? Give them their bag of caramel corn right now, then come back a week later and sell them another bag of caramel corn because the first $10 or $15 bag of caramel corn didn't even last through the weekend. They want more, okay? And then you got storefront sales, right? Standing in front of a store, have a booth set up and selling in front of the store. That's your storefront. So multiple options to sell. Okay, technology. So the unit leader portal where you as a colonel will go and manage your sale is now mobile friendly, okay? Now, it's not through the app. The app itself is just for the scouts to sell. If you go to your browser on your phone, you can log in to the Leader Portal and manage your sale just like you would from your desktop or your PC. Okay. So on the screen here, you'll see you can place your order, you can manage your scouts, you can manage your storefronts, you can do all of that built right into the app from your mobile phone. Okay. The app itself, you download that app by texting 6277 or texting app to 62771. Okay. The person that's downloading that needs to know the council that they're in, or the Sagamore Council, the district that you're in, and the unit that you're in, and then that will connect them into the unit. Once they get in and create an account, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Then they're ready to start doing sales. Okay. We take credit cards as a part of our sale. Okay, at no additional expense. All that expense is tied up in the sale. Okay, and you don't have to have one of these readers on the screen. You can just manually type their credit card information into the app. Or if you have one of these readers, you can use that as well. Okay, but credit cards, obviously, like I said earlier, are a better way to go. Okay, let's see. Storefronts. So starting yesterday, please mute Rob. Starting yesterday, you had the ability to go in and start securing your storefront locations. Remember, there's 5,000 hours. This week, starting yesterday, working through the next 5 days, you can only secure 6 locations a day. And at the end of that period, then it's a free flow and anybody can go in. But this allows everybody to have the same amount of opportunity to go in and get some storefronts. So you secure those from the storefront reservation tab, and then you manage those storefronts from the storefront management tab. Okay, and from the app, from the kids' perspective, they can click the storefront tab at the bottom of their app. They can pick the storefront that they want. They can click sell from there, and they're good to go. Now, all 5,000 of those hours are preloaded into the system, but if you want to go out and secure your own storefront locations, let's say you got this super awesome bait and tackle shop right in the middle of your town, and everybody rotates through that bait and tackle shop, and you want to set up there on a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday morning because you know you're going to have a bunch of fishermen come through and they're going to want to grab some snacks for the boat, then throw it in there as a storefront and let your kids sign up to sell at the bait and tackle shop, right? Or whatever the case may be, okay? But there are a lot of hours already preset in most of our major communities, okay? Question came through this, so there's no way to access back end via the app like we were told during the other meeting. No, the misconception there, Jim, was it is mobile friendly. It is not through the app. And I think that was lost in translation. And I will probably, I will put that on Braden, who is like, 3 weeks new on the job at that point. I think we just misspoke on that, but it is not through the app. It is mobile friendly through the browser on your cell phone to manage the sale with no loss of functionality, by the way. All right, training and live support. So every Wednesday, starting July 27th through the middle of November, there is online open office hours through Trails End, okay, where you can go and ask questions that are just burning questions that you need to have answered. You can also send me a text message or an email or call me, and I can help you with your questions if you don't want to wait till Wednesday. All right, rewards. Our rewards program is all based on Amazon gift cards. Why? Because the kids get to pick whatever they want, right? They get to pick whatever they want based on the dollars that they sell and the points that they earn. It's a pretty straightforward concept. The more sales you get, the more points you earn. The more credit card sales you sell, the more points you earn. The more points you earn, the higher your gift card is. Okay, pretty straightforward there. All right, economic factors. So as we all know, in society today, in our economy, everything is being impacted, right? Well, this popcorn sale is no different, okay? The popcorn sale is no different. Yes, I will be sending out the presentation after the meeting. The economic factors here are multiple fold, right? Number one, the Boy Scouts of America is instituting a licensing fee to Trails End. Okay, so 50 cents of every container that is sold goes back to our national office as a revenue source. All that's built into the cost of the product. It's not going to be $25 for a bag of salted caramel plus 50 cents, right? Everything's built into the cost, okay? But it's 50 cents of every product is going back into our national office, okay? That is assessed on traditional sales and online sales, but does not include American Heroes and Helpers or military donations, okay? Just for physical items only, okay? This slide here just shows that over the course of the last year and some change, product costs for Trails End has gone up substantially at every level, right? Corn, oil, paper, film, corrugate, labor, everything is going up. And unfortunately, if Trails End's costs are going up to produce the product, and we know we have economic factors at play as well, the product itself is going to cost more to our retail customers. Okay, obviously we know about gas prices. That's not something new. Anybody that's driven anywhere recently knows that gas prices are significantly higher than they were even earlier this year, right? So what I'll show you here is that our traditional product lineup is basically all rounded to the nearest $5. Okay, so we got a $40 kettle and white cheddar bundle, $30 chocolate pretzels, 25 salted caramel, 25 for kettle, 25 for butter, 25 for white cheddar, and then $15 popping corn and $15 caramel corn. Okay, everything is rounded off to the nearest 5. Why is it rounded off to the nearest 5? 1, it's easy to make change. 2, it allows us to compensate for some of those additional expenses that are being tied up in the popcorn sale that we just spoke about a moment ago. All right, inventory tracking books. And I'm inside a minute here, guys. So in 1 minute, this thing is going to shut off. Again, go back out, give me a second to open it back up, come back into the same link. And I will send this email out after this, after the meeting is done. But inventory tracking books are for sale, $6 a piece. You just need to email Emily at the office, let her know how many you want. This is so you can track your product that you're giving out to your scouts, that you're getting from the office, etc. So you know what the product in and product out looks like, so that you can then go into the app and manage that product the right way through the leader portal. I said the app. Through the leader portal, you can manage the product there, but you always want a paper trail, and that's where these inventory books come into play. Okay. Here's some additional online products that Trails End has. I'm going to take a big pause right here after this slide, let this thing shut down, and then I'll see everybody back in here in just a couple of moments. But some additional products here that are not in our sales form, but are available on the Trails End website, correct? But aren't in our sale. All right, product allergens. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. If you're curious about what products have what allergens in it, pull up this slide on the PowerPoint after I send it out and study this all you want. But it's there as a resource to you. All right, placing your units order. So your orders for our show and sell are due by the 29th. So just about a week from now, okay? You're gonna tell us how much popcorn you want to use during your sale to have physical product on you, okay? So are you gonna do storefronts? You're gonna need product. Are you gonna do wagon sales? You're gonna need product. Are you gonna take product and give every kid the same amount? Okay, great. How much are you gonna give them? What are you gonna give them? How much are you gonna stock at each of your storefronts? How many hours of storefronts are you gonna do? If we're selling $100 of product per hour at a storefront, how much popcorn do you need for an 8-hour day, right? Got to do all the math on that, but only you as the popcorn kernel know what that's going to look like. If you've got questions, don't hesitate to call me, shoot me a message. We can work through what's the best way to figure all that out if you don't know, okay? But that order is due on the 29th. Now remember, and I know we got some units out there that say, well, Brian, we don't do take order, or we don't do show and sell, okay? All we do is take orders, and we fill out the form and we get all of our product in November. you're doing a disservice to your customers at that point, right? You're doing a disservice because why does your customer want to wait 7 weeks in order to get their bag of caramel corn or their microwave pack of butter, right? Take the product up front, sell it, manage your inventory through the leader portal. It's very simple, okay? It's product in, product out. The app tracks your inventory. The app tracks your money. It tracks your credit card sales. It's truly not very difficult. And you provide a better customer experience by having the product with you, okay? All right. And make sure that whatever product you order, when you're coming to pick that up from us in mid-August and mid-November, that you have a vehicle big enough to be able to pick up that product. All right, let's keep rolling here. Council specifics. So here are the dates that are specific to our council, high-level dates. So the unit trainings, obviously we're doing the final of 4 of them here tonight. Storefront signups started yesterday. You get 6 picks per unit per day, and you got to pick those within your district. After the 24th, it opens wide up, and you're allowed to pick anywhere at that point. So if I really wanted to go to the Kroger, or not the Kroger, let's say if I want to go to the Walmart in Monticello, and I want to drive there from West Lafayette, I can't book that Walmart in Monticello until after the 24th, because I'm in a Wabash Valley unit and the Monticello Walmart is in North Star, okay? But you get 6 picks per unit per day for the first 5 days, and then it's wide open. Your orders are due, your show and sell orders are due July 29th, okay? You place that order directly from the leader portal. Products are gonna come the week of August 16th through the 18th, somewhere around there. Storefront sales begin straight away. Your door-to-door sales begin straight away, okay? Final orders are due on October 25th. Right at that same time, the 23rd, the 24th, somewhere in that ballpark is when your returns are going to be due. So giving that popcorn back to the council so that we can account for that. If you miss that deadline, I'm going to charge you for the popcorn, okay? So don't miss the deadline for returns, okay? Because when we order that popcorn from Trails End, we as a council are on the hook for that product, okay? And so if I order a bunch of product up front for show and sell, okay, and you guys sit on that product and you don't return it in a timely manner, I've got to turn around and try to place a take order at the end of the sale. And I don't know what I don't know as far as what product is or isn't coming back in, right? So I got to have that product back in an appropriate amount of time. And then the final product comes just before Thanksgiving, and then you're able to make your final deliveries. Okay. Now, commissions. Commissions are 33% traditional. So when I say traditional, I mean anything but online. So wagon sale, storefront, that's traditional, right? Online sales, anything that Trails End is shipping to the customer, right? That's commissioned at 35% flat, okay? But you're getting a 33% base commission on everything else, okay? 2% bonus if you go over last year's sale. So if pack 3158 from Remington sold $7,015 last year, if they sell $7,016 this year, they're going to get a 2% bonus. If they sell $6,955 worth of popcorn this year, they're not going to get the 2% bonus. If you don't grow, you don't get the bonus. If you hit the $20,000 mark, you're going to get a 2% kicker on top of that. If you hit the $30,000 mark, you're going to get a 3% kicker. Now that's not 2 plus 3 for a total of 5. You're getting the 2, the 3, or the 4 at either 20, 30, or 40,000. Okay, that is a little bit different than last year's commission. Remember, we're having to adjust some things based on the economic factors of the sale. Okay, so the commission is taken down just a little bit compared to last year, but on a slide that's coming up here in a minute, we're going to see why or what the impact of that is. And here's one of those slides. So if you're a $10,000 unit and last year your unit sold 525 containers of something, right? Of caramel corn, of salted caramel, of butter, of whatever, right? You sold 525 containers, and that was a $10,000 retail sale. You made 37% commission. You had a $3,700 commission at the end of the year. This year, if you sell the same amount of product, 525 containers, we've increased the cost of the product retail. So you're going to make more money in retail. The commission went down by a couple of percent. So now you're down to 35% commission. You're going to make $4,100 commission on that same 525 containers, or $425 more, right? So sell the same amount of product as you did a year ago, you still make more money, all things considered. That same logic on a $10,000 unit is there for a $20,000 unit. They're going to make $928 more. A $30,000 unit is going to make another $1,400, and a $40,000 unit is going to have a $2,000 swing in cash to provide the scouting program. Okay. Our goal as a council is $600,000. Okay. $600,000 puts approximately $300,000 worth of money into our operating budget so that we can provide the scouting program in the Sagamore Council. So we can run our scout shop in Kokomo, so we can have the office, so we can have our staff, so we can cover everybody on the insurance, so we can have carry camp, so we can have Camp Buffalo, so we can do all the things that we do as a council to support you as volunteers, right? That comes at an expense. And so this sale, we hope to gross $600,000, which will net us about $300, give or take, back to the council. Okay. All right, let's talk through some rewards here. So we know what rewards the scouts are going to get based off of the rewards program, but there are some additional things that the council puts in place. So for the top 100 scouts, they're going to get a Century Club patch. It's the first time we've called this the Century Club, but century means 100, right? So the top 100 scouts will get one of these Century Club patches, which obviously, if you see that on the screen, it speaks to online sales, wagon sales, and storefront sales, right? The three different components that help them get there, okay? Top sellers, and I don't know what that number is going to be yet. Last year it was 10, are going to get 2 tickets to the Purdue Scout Night at Purdue football. Okay, they get a ticket for the scout plus a chaperone, and they get to go down on the field and get recognized down there for their sales. Okay, we've also got a free camp incentives, nothing different there than in previous. $1,500 in gross sales for Cub Scout camp, $2,500 in gross sales for Scouts BSA or NYLT camp. Okay, and remember, if you've got a Webelow or an Arrow of Light that is crossing over to a troop in the spring next year, and their intent is to go to Scouts BSA camp, they've got to sell $2,500 this year as a 5th grader in order to get free camp for themselves next summer. Okay, so they can't earn the $1,500 free camp. And if they've crossed over to the troop by next summer, they can't come back and go to Cub Adventure Camp either. So Arrow of Lights, 5th grade Cub Scouts need to be focused on $2,500 if they want to earn free camp. We're going to have some mid-sale prizes, some spend to win opportunities. We're talking about maybe doing a movie night at the end of the sale if we can work it out logistically, but just some fun ways to keep the kids excited about selling. So stay tuned to the Colonel Journal and to our Popcorn Super Colonel Facebook page. Links to both of those in the Colonel Journal that I send out weekly. If you're not getting the Colonel Journal for some reason, I've sent out 5 of them so far during this sale. If you're not receiving them, please shoot me an email so I can make sure that we have your email address right. All right. If you've got questions, you can obviously contact me. You can go to support.trails-n.com. You can go to the Facebook group for Trails N. You can go to any of the webinars that Trails N has to offer. A lot of different ways for you guys to go and get assistance in the sale. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to open it up for just a few moments for questions. And because I'm recording this, I don't want to sit here all night and keep recording this video, but I will take a couple of questions from the group if anybody has one. Faith, you go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is, with us doing our training on Zoom, how do we get the order forms for the kids to start their orders when all of that is ready?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. So each of your district executives has order forms for you. So just contact your DE, let them know that you went to the virtual training, you didn't make it to the in-person training, and you need to get some order forms. Okay. The same thing would apply if you filled out the survey in advance. We said that you were going to get a starter pack of popcorn. The same thing would apply there, that we have some free popcorn that we're giving to each of the units that followed the rules on that, so that you can have some sample product for your pack or troop kickoffs. Okay, Christopher, you're up.
Yeah, earlier in the meeting, you were talking about the whole pie in the face deal, incentive for doing popcorn sales to the children. However, my Cub Master has said that he was told we're not allowed to do that anymore due to it promoting violence. Is there anything you could share on that?
That is not something that I have heard at this point. I'd be curious to know where they heard that from and the source, so I could trace that back. But I've been doing this for 16 years, almost 17 years now, and I've never heard of that. So
yeah, he said it was something new. Jim Riddle. I'm not sure where he heard it from.
Well, Jim's on here. Jim, you're on the clock. Where did you hear that?
It was the Trails In Colonel page. They were talking about it, and it violates this guide to safe scouting. So we're encouraging youth to throw something at somebody or hit somebody.
Boy, that is a loose.
It's a really slippery slope, Brian. I know it's.
I would tell you this: I would not have Cub Scouts throwing pies at Cub Scouts, but if the Cub Master doesn't have a problem getting a pie in the face, take a pie in the face. I don't think that this applies in the guide to safe scouting. I really don't. I'll read up on it and I'll see if I need to change my stance on that. But my gut tells me right now, this is not a problem.
Well, that's good, because we were struggling to come up with some good incentives, because last year was my first year doing it. And I saw how much the kids, that was a real good incentive for the kids to shove a pie in Jim's face. And so we were sitting here going, well, now what do we do? So, okay, yeah,
I would equate this to Sponge Wars at summer camp. Right.
And that's what I had an issue with. I'm like, but we do Sponge Wars at summer camp. We're encouraging that. So
I get why we don't do water guns, because you're pointing guns at people. I get why we don't shoot BB guns at lifelike targets and things like that. I get where the question arose from, Christopher, but I don't think that is something that's applicable here. But again, I'll read up on it. I'll see if I'm misinterpreting something, and this is just something that we're looking at a little harder now. So be on the lookout in the next Colonel Journal. If you don't see it come out in the Colonel Journal, no harm, no foul, keep going. The only thing I'm going to say in the Colonel Journal is, okay, we got to walk ourselves off of the pies in the face. Okay. All right. Anybody else got a question? Oh, got one in the chat function. Any word on Sam's Club in Kokomo? I would have to look back and see what Becky was able to do with regards to storefronts.
Last year, Sam's Club was in the app. This year, it's not.
Hang on, just give me 30 seconds here. Sam's Club Kokomo. So as of right now, Trails End has reached out to Sam's Club in Kokomo and was not able to secure that location. So if you want to reach out to Sam's Club or stop over there and get them on the hook to letting us do show and sells there, please do that. And if you do it just for your unit, fine. If you could get them to commit to every weekend of the sale and we can throw that into the system for everybody to get some love, that'd be fine too. But as of right now, it is wide open.
Yeah, because I just went in there, Trails End, to start booking some storefronts, and there's very slim pickings for Kokomo.
Okay. Fair enough. I see both Kroger's are on there, Lowe's is on there, Walgreens is on there. It looks like about it, at least at first glance here. So yeah, Walmart and Walgreens and Sam's are still up in the air there for Kokomo. Any other questions? Any other questions? I really flew through this content tonight. And if you do have any questions after tonight, don't hesitate to shoot me a message. But anything else I can address here on the call? Any other questions? No hands going up, no hands going up. All right, well, I'm gonna shut this thing down for the night. I'll have a Kernel Journal sent out hopefully tomorrow, if not first part of next week. I'm actually headed out of town tomorrow, but this PowerPoint presentation will be in there and any other information that needs to be. If you need something before the next Kernel Journal comes out, obviously holler, but I'm here to help if you guys need anything. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Don't leave just yet. I just want to real quick, let me stop recording. Hang on just a second for me. I want to get an attendance of who's here. Hang on just a second. I'm going to stop recording.